Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Doctor Doctor, the show where no topic is too hot or too cold. Whether it's politics, religion, relationships, entertainment, or everyday life, you will be hearing from the experts. This show is not for the faint of heart or the faint of mind. But if you want to be inspired, you have come to the right place. And now, prepare to be enlightened as we introduce the host of Doctor Doctor, Dr. Peter Tassi, and his close advisor, Dr. Fooch.
Greetings and welcome to Doctor Doctor. We recognize on our show, including yours truly and my co-host Dr. Fooch, everyone is a doctor. We haven't received that piece of paper issued by some university, but we've been issued the title by life itself. For all that we've been through, like you people out there, the ups, the downs, the good times, the bad, in addition to our life experiences and wisdom, life grants us this honorary degree. Today we're going to tackle a very difficult topic. What do women really want? Every man looking for a partner asks himself this question. We all say when we meet a woman we like and there's chemistry, what does she want? What is she looking for? Because if we find someone we like and we fall in love with them, we want to give to her what she truly wants. We want the relationship to work. The problem is, what do women want? Well, Dr. Fooch, what do you think that, you've dated a lot of women, you know women well, what would you say that women really want?
Well, it's there's a lot of complexity in this topic. There's various things, okay, that a woman likes in a man. I mean, somebody that's adventurous. They also look for the personality. They look for romance, communication, a responsible man, and most importantly, also the nurturing of the relationship.
Yeah, what do you mean by nurturing? When you say women want to be nurtured or they want the relationship nurtured, how do you do that?
Well, the most important thing in a relationship is the word love. They need to feel loved so she can easily open up to the man. Most importantly, emotionally. A woman needs a safe space to trust a man and feel a man is listening. And of course, in nurturing, they want to feel sexually desired. Where the man has to praise her.
Yes.
Her looks, her body, whatever she's wearing.
Yes.
And things of that nature.
Yes.
And that way, a woman wants to feel confident that she can count on him when he nurtures the woman. And then when each other's emotions come together, whether good or, let's say if it was a sad situation or whatever, they're actually nurturing each other. And that is a fantastic thing. Fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, it's a tough thing. This is the question we all ask ourselves, us men. What the hell do women want? Like, we feel sometimes that we give them everything they want. We think we know what they want. We try to provide them with the things they want. We'll go out of our way. We'll try to, even some guys who have the courage to do it will actually try to transform themselves into the right kind of guy to give the woman what she wants. That's a tough thing to do, but some guys will make that very difficult effort to become the right kind of person for a woman, to satisfy her needs. But so many times men get it wrong, and sometimes what women want goes against the very nature of the way we are, you know. But I have found that women love when a man is a good listener.
Very important.
Yeah. When they're talking, they want to know that their man is listening to them, and that he's willing to make the effort to do what he has to do to make the relationship work. Now, some men can't do it. Sometimes women ask things of us that we just can't do because it's not in our nature. Being more romantic, for example. I've heard women tell me that they wish that their husband or their partner was more romantic. But sometimes romance is just not part of a person's personality, and this makes it very difficult for him to be that. So he may go through the mechanics of it, you know, light some candles in the house. Got to watch he doesn't burn the house down. Light some candles in the house. Take her out for dinner. Say nice things to her. Come home with flowers or chocolates or a gift once in a while. Sometimes men only buy gifts on the anniversary or Valentine's Day or birthdays, but women like to be surprised with a gift once in a while. So I think that romance, for example, is a difficult thing for a lot of men, but we're capable of doing it if we really make the effort, if we're really willing to give it a lot of thought and a lot of effort. What have you found with women in the topic of romance?
Well, first of all, in the very beginning, one of the most important things is communication. Once each starts talking, communicating, then for the man, then he'll get a lot of clues about different areas of what the girl likes, what she doesn't like, and things like that. Once the both get talking and the ball starts rolling, and that communication is so vitally important. And in that communication, a lot of times you could pick out for a man the idea of romance. So I think that communication is very, very extremely important. And for the man, being a good listener, then he could figure that out.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he could work himself into that romance and be more creative or whatever. Like, I don't believe that there's a man on this planet that doesn't have any romance.
Ah, interesting, yeah.
There's a side to every male. There is romance.
Yes, we all have
It's
that.
how the man delivers it to the liking of the woman.
Exactly.
So that's why I say it's very important in the communication.
Yes.
Extremely important.
Yeah. Sometimes I tell women, if you're communicating with your husband or your boyfriend, and he doesn't, he's just staring at you and not responding. Sometimes we think that the women think he's not listening. No, he's listening. He just doesn't get it.
Well,
he's staring into space. He doesn't get it. He's listening, but he just doesn't get it, because sometimes women are asking things of us men that we just don't understand it. We can't figure it out. I mean, this is a good thing. We don't want to. We're men. They're women, and we don't want to be thinking the same and having the same needs and everything. But you can't give up on it. You gotta keep working at it.
There are cases, okay, where if the man doesn't say anything, he's afraid to say anything. He's
Why
in
is
fear.
That? He's in fear, yeah.
Yeah, it could be a number of reasons why he's in fear. Like I was saying, the most important one probably to the man is, I'm afraid of saying the wrong thing. Will it be appealing to the women?
Interesting. Yes. So we sit there kind of dumbfounded, staring into space, because we may understand it, but we're afraid of saying the wrong thing.
Exactly.
We're afraid of being judged.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. That's
But I think the most important thing here is to be yourself.
be yourself. Yes.
If you know yourself, just be yourself.
Yes. Women do like sincerity.
Right.
They want a man to be sincere and genuine. Be himself. They don't want a pretender or a scam artist or somebody that always pretending to be
They
somebody
don't want
he's not.
actors.
They don't want actors, no.
Because being yourself is not a script.
Right, right.
It's spontaneous
Yes.
in the moment.
Okay, now let's say you meet a woman and you are a good listener and a good communicator and you're being yourself, but it's not working for some reason. She isn't turned on by you, but you're crazy about her. What can we do about it? What can a man do about
You
it?
have no control over
No,
that.
we have no control.
You just take it the way it comes.
Take it the way it comes, exactly. But sometimes our man's ego is bruised.
That's
yeah.
because he's masculine.
Yes, our ego is bruised and our pride. So what we do is we will go home and we'll think, wait a minute, what did I say wrong? What did I do wrong? Or what can I do to win her over? And we shouldn't be doing that maybe because we are who we are and we're genuine and sincere. And if she don't like it, tough luck. Next bus stop. We go to the next bus stop. Find another woman.
Right, and now if he gets disappointed or his ego is pinched, it's time for him to surrender it.
Surrender, yes.
And just move forward.
That sounds Buddhist to me. Surrender.
Exactly.
Yeah, surrender.
Just surrender and just move forward.
Why is it that men and women, if things don't work out with someone that they're crazy about, why can't we just surrender? Why is it that we hang on and keep trying and pushing ourselves on them? And it's like beating a dead horse. I mean, we just don't give up. We just keep at it.
You're trying to convince.
Yeah.
But here, there's no convincing. When you are who you are, you have nothing to convince.
Right. They either like you or they don't.
Exactly.
Yeah. We can work on the rough edges, like being a better communicator or being more romantic or being a good listener, and all the other things, the fine things you mentioned there. But in the end, we are who we are. And, I've met guys who their marriage or their relationships don't work out. And 20 years later, they're still talking about it. They're still talking about, she did this and I did that and this and that, and blaming the other person or whatever, because they cannot accept that it just didn't work out. Maybe nobody's fault.
That's possible.
Yeah.
That's possible. But really, I think another very important thing here is the chemistry.
Yes, chemistry.
Chemistry cannot really be defined in words. It's
Right.
something that just happens between the two.
Yes, exactly.
And you can almost feel the chemistry beginning, let's say in the very beginning.
Yes.
But if you continue, let's say you're going out with somebody for about 2-3 months and that chemistry isn't there.
Right.
Time to throw the towel in.
Throw it in.
And it's
Yeah, you're just beating a dead horse. You just
Exactly.
keep
Where are you gonna go with it?
If it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna work. And boy, do we have a tough time accepting that when we fall for someone, we fall in love. We have a tough time accepting it. It's like somebody falls in love with a business. And they try the business, but the business just doesn't work. It's not the right time in history. People aren't interested in what you're selling.
Exactly.
We let it go. We move on to another business. And it's kind of crass to say it this way or cold, but it's the same with relationships, I think. If something isn't working, and you truly love the other person, you let them go and you move on to find your.
Well, you don't get too deep into it, okay?
No.
Okay, if things are not working, the chemistry's not there in the very beginning, it's best to check out.
Check out.
Because
yes.
emotionally, you're going to get buried.
So
And you've set yourself up for disappointment.
That's a good point.
And that's not good.
No, it's
Not
a blow to our pride and our sense of self. And now, what about touch? We're gonna get you on a touchy topic here. What do you think with women with sex now? Do they want sex? Do they want good sex, bad sex? What kind of sex do they want, these women?
Well,
because a lot of guys, just to qualify, a lot of guys complain that, I would say most of the time, men are saying that their wives or their partners aren't willing to have sex enough. And then a lot of times I talk to women, and the women say that my husband isn't intimate with me, and the sex is no good, or it's too seldom, or. So it's really a confusing area. What do you think of this sex thing?
Well, all depends, okay? In the single dating world, that is the last priority.
Oh, that's the last.
That is the last
for women.
For women.
Oh,
no
geez.
Question about that.
That's a damn shame. Okay, yes.
Because
that's a damn shame.
A woman has to develop a trust.
Yes.
In a man.
Yes.
Very, 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 very extremely important.
Yes.
Let's say per se.
Yeah.
If two people are married.
Yeah.
And things are not going well in that area.
Right.
Well, it all depends at given age, okay?
Yes.
I mean, our bodies biologically change after 40.
Right.
It's not like we're 19 years old.
Right.
That's a big factor right there. The biologics, health.
Yes.
Many, many, many reasons.
Yes.
Now, what also can happen, this works in the single dating world, and it also works people who have been married for 10, 15 years or whatever it is.
Right.
It's almost like bringing it back the way it started in the very beginning.
Yes.
Okay? And then lead up to sex.
Yeah, how do we do that, though? That's not easy.
Well, in the single dating world, for example, okay, categories, I mean, people who are married can go back to doing certain things, like let's get adventurous. The way it was and things like that. I mean, adventurous. I mean, this works very well in the dating world as well.
Yeah.
Cook and prepare meals together.
Yeah.
Patio barbecues, try different foods, restaurants, playful and spirited, okay, exploring experiences, go for long drives, spontaneity, surprises.
Yeah, but after you do all that, you come home, she's tired. She don't want sex.
Yeah, but this is something you have to work on. Bring it back the way it was.
Yes.
Because let's face it, sometimes things can get stale after so many years.
Yes, that's true.
And going back the way it all started, now you have a little bit of spark there.
Yes.
And do things like...
You think that'll work, eh? I don't know. I read about these things and I hear people talk, and I've talked to experts in this field, and I don't know if that's the answer. I'm not going to comment on what I think right now about what the answer is. I think that I do think that one of the things is you have to make the sacrifice. Women have to make the sacrifice, and men have to make the sacrifice.
Okay, fair is fair.
Yeah, you could do all the, lighting of candles and this and music and wooing and wine, but people have to make the sacrifice. But what's interesting, one woman said to me once that she found that men who are not generous. Generous with their time, generous with their money, generous with who they are to the other person. They're not very generous sexually. So they may want sex all the time, the man. But is it good sex? Is it generous sex? Is he concerned about pleasing his partner? And does he make the effort to give her the kind of sex that she wants?
The passionate.
The passionate sex, yes. So this is what do you think? Should we ask you about your sex experiences and find out?
Well, I don't want to get into all
No,
that.
you don't want to get into
I don't want to get
Why?
into
Why?
that. No.
I know you've had lots of wonderful experiences. You could shed a lot of light
I'm
on
not
this
gonna
topic.
talk about
No,
that
we
topic.
won't talk about
No,
that.
I don't want to talk about that. Okay. But back to what you were saying.
Yes.
Okay. It all depends. Is this we talking married couples? Are we talking single? Because there's different reasons for different scenarios. But there's not much more I can say to that. But anyway, I'd like to just let's hit on woman's needs. Let's say
If we can figure this out, Dr. Fooch, if we can figure it out and nail it down, we're going to write a book, we'll be wealthy. What do women really want? What we got to do is we're going to have a show and we're going to have a woman on here.
yeah, I think that would be fair.
And she can tell us what women really want. Because us men are always baffled and confused about what women want. And we try, but we just don't get it right.
Yeah, but you know what? Okay, I would believe from a woman's perspective, whether it's in the dating world or they've been in a relationship for 10 years or they're married or whatever.
Yes.
I just personally believe, important things here.
Yes.
A woman loves adventurous things, personality.
Yes.
The guy's got to have great personality.
Yes. Someone's at the door here.
Oh,
my
geez.
God. We're
Oh, boy,
recording
here we
our
go.
podcast. And we got
Doctor,
Hey,
give me
this-
the news.
it's
I got
Dr.
a
Marone.
bad case
How are
of
ya?
loving you. How are you, Doctor?
Hey, give me a handshake, man.
Dr.
Mr.
Marone has
Steve,
dropped in
boy,
on
look
us.
who just dropped in.
Dr. Marone.
What?
Boy, talk about, you wouldn't believe, weren't expecting Dr. Marone today. He drops by once in a while to the
wonderful
studio
to be
here.
Wow.
And talk about a guy that knows women.
Oh.
This guy knows women like you can't believe. He's
Please.
first of all, he's drop dead handsome. Okay,
Oh,
I
thank
know
you.
because I've gone out with him to the clubs and all the women are talking to him and I'm standing there in the corner picking my nose. and secondly, he's got a voice, the beautiful voice. He serenades women. I know that works. Give us a few. Sing something for us.
Do not I know the kiss we share is sweet beyond compare, but will it stand the test of time? The lovely glow that's in your eyes, the music in your sighs, but will they stand the test of time?
There
There
you
you
go.
go. Test of
How do
time.
you not pick up a woman with a voice like that?
Well, anyways, but as far as women go, what do they want? Gee,
Yes,
that's
what
a
do
great
women
question.
really want? This is the question we're wrestling
Well,
with
I
today.
think that's a geographical question.
Ah, that's interesting.
So, if I were to be a woman living in the Himalayas, I would want my Sherpa husband to be sure-footed, or I'd be a widow in no time. Now, a woman in North America, that's a different breed.
Ah,
You
what,
know.
what does she want? Because that's where we are.
Well, a fat wallet goes a long way.
Fat wallet.
Yes.
Well,
Well, women love money. They love to spend money. They love to shop.
they love to shop. Yes.
Shopping is big on their list of things to do.
Yes.
So, of course, a man
What
with
about
money is
window
very
shopping?
attractive.
Money is attractive. Yes.
Very attractive to a
Yes.
North American woman.
Yes. But there's a lot of women that fall in love with men. They have nothing.
Well, those days are long gone, my friend. They may fall in love for a day or two.
Oh.
Short-lived, eh?
Short-lived.
But you can only eat so much rice and beans.
No. See, we were talking about some of the things like communication. Women like good guys that are good communicators.
Yes, and they love a man that can make them laugh.
Yes, that's
Humor.
something we
No,
did.
humor
is a big thing with
Humor's
men.
he makes me laugh.
Yes,
And
that's big.
that is one of their biggest
If you
compliments.
have a sense of humor, yes,
if you can make a
absolutely.
woman laugh, you can have your way with her.
Ah, that's interesting. Okay. I gotta watch more. Don
Shecky
Rickles.
Green, yeah.
I gotta spend more
Dean
time.
Martin roast.
Yeah, watching the comedians. I gotta pick up some jokes. What can you think of anything else? We were talking about romance and adventure and all these spontaneity
Well,
and
of
these
course,
things.
spontaneity is very big with women. They love to, you surprise them with something, a bouquet of flowers. It's
See, what
big
did I
deal.
tell you, Dr.
Surprise.
Fuchs?
Yeah,
That's
surprises.
exactly what I said to Dr.
Surprise,
Fuchs.
surprise.
Come home with something that's not on their birthday or Valentine's Day. Any day, just
Out of
come
the
home
ordinary.
with something.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's relaxation day today. I'm not sure if you gentlemen knew that.
No, we
Yes,
didn't know.
it's a
Today.
national holiday in England.
For relaxation.
Is there?
There's such a thing. I heard it on the radio this morning.
Yes.
Dr.
Now,
Mo,
go
I
ahead.
have a
Dr.
question for you,
Go
okay?
ahead, Doc.
Give us your analogy of personality that women look for. What type of personality?
Well, confidence is big on the list of importance as far, when you're a confident individual, we find that very attractive. So
Yes.
being confident as a personality trait is paramount as far as women go. They really get attracted, the bad boy attraction.
They like the
It's
bad
all
boy.
about the bad boy's very confident. He's a confident guy.
Yes,
And
yes.
so as far as a personality trait, that's very important.
Confidence.
Confidence.
They don't like guys that are wimpy
And you
But-
need a good job. Let's
you need
face
a
it.
good job.
You need
But
a good
but the
job.
thing is, besides the bad boy, they also like the guy to be vulnerable,
Yes.
innocent, vulnerable,
Yes, soft.
like soft side.
Yes. Soft yet manly.
Yes, he wants us. They want us manly and tough and secure, romantic, good listeners. Basically, they're looking for Superman.
Wow.
Any
You're
of
looking
us.
at him. You're looking at him right
I'm
here.
looking at him right now.
Where?
Right, Dr. Merle.
Where?
Well, with
Where's
all
that?
the women I've seen you with, and how well you do with women, there's something I can learn from you because you are good.
Wow.
You know what's going on.
Well, I've had a good track record over the years, but lately I've had a bit of a dry spell. You see, I've kind of taken the approach where it's become a bit of a labor for me.
Ah.
Yes, it's become a bit of a labor.
Why is that?
Well, they're very demanding women as far as, as your time. They want your time.
They want your time, yeah.
You see, and so if someone like myself who enjoys traveling and being abroad, and my freedom has come to the place in my life where my sense of being that much interested as having had as many women as I've had has come to the point where I'm feeling like, I'd rather be on a sailboat.
Ah.
So as far as my own
Do you
personal-
think with us men, as we get older, we become less interested because of just age and health? Or do you think it's, like you say, we want our freedom, we want...
Well, there are,
What is
there's so many different variables as far as our sense of attraction to women. I think if you've lived a healthy life where you've had, in your formative years, you've had a lot of intimacy, you tend to, you do have a battery life as far
Yes.
as I'm concerned. So
Yeah.
it really depends on as you age. I know old guys still have a lot of virility. Some
yeah.
old guys.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
some guys in their 50s have had enough.
Yes,
So
yes.
it really does vary, and I think the variance really has the idea where if you've had an active life in relationships, that you can run out of gas.
Yeah, but you know another thing that amazed me, a lot of guys, older guys, approaching our age or older, they their wives are their whole life. Like it's their friend, it's their
best
companion,
friend.
it's their best friend. Sometimes their worst friend. It depends on But what amazes me too is that as much as guys, as we get older, we want our freedom, and like you say, you want to explore other areas, and you start to lose interest. When you look at couples that have been married a long time, when the guy dies, the woman lives another 20 years. When the wife dies, the guy's dead in 6 months or a year.
Well, these things.
What is that? What is the reason for that?
Wow,
Are we dependent too much on our wives?
That's a very good question, and it is. I think the numbers do prove that fact that women do tend to widow better than men.
They whittle better than us.
Yes, the men become, especially the generation that's past, they are very dependent on women as far as their lives. Where in this day and age, everybody lives very independently.
Interesting.
Hence the idea is where, there's not a lot of people that marriage, I don't know how many marriages break up.
Yeah. They're not working.
Yeah, because of the independence of everybody wants to be
Yeah,
married.
but
they like to have a companion, but their independence is.
Look,
Yes.
but Dr. Moreau, regardless if it's the younger generation, in relationships or the dating world, or the younger generation in marriage, or the generation, let's say people who've been married for 25, 30 years plus, the idea here, under the umbrella of relationship, let's put all this independence aside. Whether the guy wants his freedom and independence, etc., etc., etc. Use the word relationship. When you enter a relationship, be prepared to give up 50% of yourself on both parties. The same with a woman. And what makes marriages work, let's say for people who have been married for 50 years plus, they've made those sacrifices, and it actually has worked as well. And how that is really identifiable, that I have seen, is you can go to a shopping mall, you can go for a walk, whatever. Look at some of these elderly couple, and you see they're still holding hands. And then you go up to
holding each other up.
Not really.
Holding hands.
After
holding
eating,
hands.
you got to hold each other up.
Well, I hope that,
Sorry to interrupt, Dr.
Yeah.
Foods. No, you're on to something there. They're holding hands.
And at one time, when I did my power walking and things like that, I got to know this elderly couple that was there all the time over the years, and they're holding hands. And I asked them, what is making this work? And how many years you were married? And I think it's like 40 years or something like that.
Yeah.
And they both agreed to, they were saying that you cannot be selfish, and the understanding of giving up half yourself.
That's interesting.
Foods, that brings me to an interesting gentleman that when I worked in the golf industry, this older fella's name was Rudy. He'd sit at the back of the 15th green and watch all the players shoot into the green. And he'd bring his lawn chair, and he had a little fedora. He was a very classy gentleman. And as we were sitting there one day, I said, "Hey, Rudy, how's the missus?" She said, "She's fine. We just had our 60th anniversary."
60.
Wow.
And I said, "Rudy, 60 years, how did you manage to do that?" And he said, "You gotta feed them at both ends." Did I laugh?
Oh my God.
And I ever laugh. Now there's a tidbit of information every man should write down, tattooed on his leg somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I not in the same vein, but similar. I met a woman not too long ago, and I said to her, she told me she's married 47 years. Nice, 47 years. That's, wow, that's amazing. Well, what's your secret to 47 years? She says every night before we go to bed, we pray. And every morning, when we get up in the morning, we pray. And I got thinking, if you pray at night and you pray in the morning, when do you have sex? You ain't gonna pray after the rosary. You know, so when are you intimate? Must be during the day. Lunchtime.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, this is a tough topic.
Well, there certainly are so many different people in the world, so really trying to pigeonhole what it is that makes a woman work. I mean, as far as ethnicities go, it's different everywhere around
That's
the
a
world.
good point. I never thought of that.
So a Chinese lady might be looking for a tall guy because all them guys are short.
Yeah.
Well, Tony,
But generally speaking,
Generally
romance,
speaking, you know, I think as
they
far
want
as
the-
relationships go,
yeah,
you know, the one thing that longevity fosters is honesty. You know, if you
honesty.
have an
That's what you were saying.
Loyalty.
Dr. Fuchs.
Yeah,
Trust,
yeah, you have an
honesty, be
honest
upfront.
relationship. You
Honest,
know,
yes.
Forgive.
It'll go. It's real.
It's real.
And so, I mean, if you're going to be in a relationship, you might as well make it real. Otherwise, really, what are you just playing games your whole life with people?
Right, right.
You know,
It's
manipulating people for what you want. That's kind of,
yeah.
you know, if you can't be real in a relationship, you might as well just get on a boat and start sailing. You know.
Right, I agree 100%. You gotta be real.
So, yeah,
But
you
it's
gotta-
hard to
it's
be
a
real
difficult
because
question.
a lot of us are taught from very young to role play and act to get what we want and pretend this and pretend that. It's not that easy.
Yeah, but you've
I think
lost your-
especially for men. you
yeah,
know?
but that's loss of identity, okay?
Yeah, we've lost ourselves.
And reasons for that are, okay, we come into this world as children, okay? What we see is what we believe. So we lose our authentic us,
Yes.
okay? And that is because of many, many, many reasons. It could be parenting, it could be schooling, and we're taught to believe this, that, this, and everything else, and we've lost ourselves.
Yes.
And then what happens is we become teenagers, and now we're facing identity crisis. And then, okay, we go further deep into something,
Yes.
and we further away from our identity.
Yes.
And then we get married or whatever in our 20s, whatever careers we take and everything else, and we're listening to this, listening to that, listening to that, all this crazy knowledge, and then all of a sudden nothing's going well in our life.
Yeah.
It's, you have to be yourself.
Yes. We lived a life
Okay.
great pretender.
And
we were the great
I
pretender.
honestly believe,
yes, I'm the great
I-
pretender. I don't know the rest of the words.
and just being yourself, even if you're in the dating world, okay, the single world,
Yes.
just be yourself instead of complicating it, okay?
That's it.
And if there's situations, let's say people in relationships for 10, 15 years or marriages or whatever,
Right.
just be yourself and there'll be no problem.
Yes.
You can both work out differences
Yeah.
amicably.
Yeah. This is a challenge of a lifetime for us to be honest with ourselves and to be ourselves. But we got to continue to work on this topic, and
Yeah.
we're going to have a woman on.
Oh,
to
that
tell
would be
us what
great.
women really want.
That would be
And we got to get a woman
fantastic
who's going to
and
be
very
completely honest.
Oh,
She
that,
can't put on pretend this and that. She's
oh,
gotta be
there's
honest.
several of them out there.
They're out there.
I have
We're
confidence in that.
We're gonna find one. We're gonna find one. We're gonna take her on, and when we do that podcast, we'll have the woman on. We'll get her opinion, her advice, and we'll learn something. Even though we've had a lifetime experience, that's why we're
Yeah, but
talking.
we're not a woman, so
We're not
that
a
would
woman.
be
This
great
is
to
it.
learn.
Yes, absolutely. So, listen, thanks for joining us today. If you'd like to write us with a topic you think it's important that we cover, or you want to give us your expert opinion on something, Email us at doctordoctorpodcast@yahoo.com. That's doctordoctor, DRDR podcast@yahoo.com. And offer us your expertise and your opinions. We'd love to hear from you. If you'd like a digital copy of the book, The History of Time from the Big Bang to the Present, write us at doctordoctor, DRDR podcast@yahoo.com, and we'll send it to you at no charge. And you have a chance to win a $50 prize if you want to enter the contest associated with the book. I want to conclude this section with Dr. Marone singing another few bars of something for us.
Off again, on again, it's here and then it's gone again. Oh, this is some romance. In again, out again, I'm with and then without again. Let's give it half a chance. It's cold and then hot again. You're mine and then you're not again. You're always playing peekaboo. I'm in a stew about, blue about. What am I gonna do about? Off again, on again, you.
Beautiful.
Great job.
Great job, Dr. Marone. We're going to have the women calling this podcast on fast. Thanks and have a great day.